Hey everyone, welcome here to Call Wild the Angler. Today is a special session where it's going to be a mega update, mega video here, compiling footage that I've had been gathering, I'd say, over the last year, since I think May of 2024. Although I have put some other videos out since then, there is some stuff in here that was before that. A lot of this is just covering what I did on Golden Ridge Reserve here and my progression through all the missions and things like that. There is going to be some spots in here. You'll see some wording that looks messed up and glitchy. There's some spots where the video slows down for a second. Generally, those types of things just require me to do a reset of the game to get back in. They'll clear up. So if you see them, they're old. They're no longer an issue. But yeah, this has been about 10 hours of footage that I was able to narrow down to this shorter, relatively speaking, video. And it's going to cover the highlights of the things that occurred. So come along with me, join me in the session, and watch some of the interesting things that do unfold.
You there! Fancy a new rod? They'd be flying off the shelves if I had any.
Alright, before I get into it, this is obviously something that's going to happen a lot here. This is a fishing game, there's a lot of casting going on. So I'm just going to throw out one of these little things right here of every situation I experienced in the course of the game as a highlight reel. If you're paying attention, you'll see some of the things that I'm about to touch on. So I won't do it all as I'm going into the actual fishing much there unless it's needed. Also, I have touched on a lot of these map boards or the mission boards throughout the reserve. This is just an example of one of them, but I pretty much collected all of them. And I also went through and did some of the challenges through the course of this gaming sessions just to help me increase my levels quicker. And here we go, right off the bat. The very first thing I can show you guys is that I completed my very last mission for hunting down these various plants that are out there in the reserve. So this was the last one, and I'm happy you could see I got down there the Buckaroo achievement. So ecstatic day right there. All right, as we are progressing in, I'm just going to show some of the aspects of going towards the various different locations and things I saw going to each of the mission spots there. This one is a little bit interesting with that tree sticking out of the rock. Wasn't quite sure what was going on with that. But, yeah, we got this location, and this will be one of my first ones I can show you that I actually did complete the mission. I don't think I'll be able to show you guys every single mission being completed. Like I said, I didn't record everything out there, but I'll give you the ones that I can, and I'll highlight and touch on the other ones as they come along. So. And with that, that mission was completed. I did like this location as well on the stuff I went out fishing on because I love the crystal clear looking water right here. This one was one of my favorite locations and stuff. And I spent a little bit of time here trying to catch this salmon and everything, but pulled in a lot of various different fish in the process. Here I went over to the other side of the bridge just to try my luck there to see if anything changed. I kind of like watching that one fish swimming up into the get on the line there. There you go. One of my first challenges trying to pull it in. And I finished off that mission by landing that salmon. Plus, I got to go ahead and get myself leveled up there. So you'll see that happen a few times through the course of this video as well. So there I was at level 28. Heading on down here, located a new water body, which I don't think I've got all of them completely done yet on the reserve, but I have got quite a few. But that's probably one of the last things I got to do in order to completely 100% the reserve. But I had a nice little fight here with this fish. Landed a gold cutthroat trout. Pretty sweet. Pretty happy with some of these earlier missions, and so this one made me proud because it was like one of my bigger fish, and I like the color of it at the same time. So I thought that was pretty unique. Heading over to another location. This one actually gave me quite a bit of trouble for the longest time, and I never did get this fish landed right away. I had to come back to it on several different occasions here to claim the fish that I want to for the mission. Wasn't really expecting to see a mountain whitefish here in this location, but there you go. As you can see, I obviously had a lot of trouble landing that very specific golden trout here. Got a lot of other trout, but I just was not getting that golden one to save my life. So, but it was a fun fishing location to get the various different ones that I was able to get. And again, like the where I got the salmon at, I love the water here, where it being crystal clear, and you could see down in there, see the fish coming in. That was pretty sweet. I enjoyed that a lot. This cast led to one of my toughest fights in this location, and it took me quite a while to get to the end result. There's a snap line. So anyways, I cast quite a few more times over and over and over again. Only to have my line snap yet again. But here's something I thought that was kind of interesting. As I was fishing here, I noticed that the sun was going down behind me. If you look at the shadow in the water, one has a pole, one doesn't. And the pole that's being shown up there, it does not line up with what's being shown in my hand in position. In addition, when I cast it, it doesn't match up either. And you can see that as I'm reeling in, that the shadow on the water there is just kind of standing in the same position it was before. I thought that was very, very odd, a unique glitch, which I think has been fixed since then. Here I'm going over to another mission to get a bronze rank crappie or crappie, and you wouldn't figure this would be a difficult mission to accomplish for me, but apparently I found something that gave me a little bit of a difficult time. As you can see. Still, I did go ahead and throw it out a few more times, and within a short period, I was able to get myself the fish in question. This one is a little journey I decided to show. It's one of my favorite spots to fish is like right around here, and I'll point it out as I'm passing. But I like this little spot where I jump over the bridge into the Jeep. That's pretty cool. But anyways, right up here next to this bridge, which I'm now traversing, is where I like to fish a lot, and it's where I got my diamond bass, the two was it largemouth bass I got. But anyways, we came over here to the other side into the lilies to work on getting the bass for this mission, which in this case is smallmouth. It took a while to get me to accomplish this one. A lot of small fish though. Wasn't giving me much of anything. Tiny, tiny fish. A lot of rock bass. And while this isn't exactly a bass, it's become one of my favorite fish to catch, these sturgeons. I love these things, and you'll see why more later. There you go, finally completed it, got myself the smallmouth. Mission done. This turned out to be one of my tougher challenges for me to complete as well. And I actually like this location a lot, and I'll have to come back here more than I have been since I have finished this here. But this job, or this mission is coming out here to get myself a silver rank lake trout. Took me a while to figure out what I needed to do, and I believe I had to do some jigging in order to get the fish on the line. But that took me some research to do it, because before then, obviously, I was catching all these other fish. A lot of them were the oared trouts, a lot of silver ranks and stuff. But there's a lot of trout here, so this is a good spot to come if you want to go trout fishing. It's down in the bottom center portion of the map and get out there on the lake. But I come to like the lake trout though. Man, they're big fish, and I think I like the big fish in general. They give me more of the challenge. I have more fun with them than catching small stuff. And I know you can get the smaller stuff with a lighter rod and reel and things like that, and give you the same kind of a challenge. But there's something about the big fish that just really gets me, that I really enjoy, and you'll see that here and some of the other stuff I catch later. But anyways, I liked seeing this with some of the fish swimming through the water here, even though it's kind of murky. I like the location out on the lake and the mountains going up there with the trees on it and everything. It just was one of my good vibe locations that I liked a lot. But here I finally snaked myself a big challenge. Oh, and after all that, I couldn't do anything. It just took the line and ran with it, and well, you can guess what happened. Surprised it took as long as it did to snap. I was also joined by a couple other fishermen out here while I was trying to accomplish this mission. I didn't stick around forever, but you did see them in the background, at least until one point when the one disappears. Once I got this fish on the line. As you can see here, the animation is kind of going really slow. It had a problem here at one point, and this was a tough challenge. And I was expecting this one to be the lake fish or lake trout that I was wanting to get, but was I surprised with the actual result? The gold burbot, man, that's just an amazing fish too. Those guys are hardy fighters. Anyways, I kept at it, casting a few more times and everything. And I got a slight challenge on my line here, and it took a little bit to reel in, only to find out it was a bronze lake trout. Not quite what I needed, so I had to keep going. Finally, I snagged another fighter, and this one, I won't fast forward. I'll just skip ahead because it took about 5 minutes for me to go ahead and land him. But there you go. I got myself my silver lake trout, and this would be the mission completion. That guy is beautiful, though, man. Look at the size of him. It's amazing. Before moving on, though, I decided to stick around here some more just to see what other fish I can get and see if I can get myself another lake trout of some sort, because I had fun with that one. So here's the next few tries, few landings I got. And a level up. And I did finally get one more lake trout, even though it's only a bronze. Alright, this would be a location I'd come back to a couple times as well, for various different reasons, for various different fish. In this case, though, I was coming over here, I believe, to get a golden trout. So I hopped on a boat, found a location, parked it, and proceeded to fish. That's not a golden trout. That's not a golden trout either. Nope. Pike are coming out of the woodwork, though. Here I decided to pick up anchor and head to a new location. I do enjoy the drive, though. The ride with the boat and all the bridges. Pretty sweet. Anyways, making it to my destination, I disembarked and proceed along the shore to set up shop. Now, bottom fishing is a lot more time consuming than doing the other ones I was doing, and it took a while. And I'd say after 5 or so minutes is when I finally got a fish on the line here, and it put up a fight. And you can see it just kept pulling my line out further and further and further. But I'd say after about 10 minutes of fighting, while I was waiting for the line to snap and expecting it to happen, apparently I started weakening it down and it started to come in. And it was starting to come in pretty quick, actually. So this is the final segment of this fight. Boom. Mission complete. Got myself a silver catfish and I didn't even have to go out at night. Alright, so right here you'll see one of two missions I had difficulty with. This one was the Emerald Lake Plateau Photo Challenge, and I don't know why. I've done other ones up to this point and didn't have any problem, but for some reason my mind blanked and I got up here to try to get it, and I could not get it to progress forward at all. I'm sitting here, you can see the question mark out there. I'm looking at that direction. I have to move around trying to reposition, and it would not advance to say that I found the location and to give me the next step in it, right? So I was frustrated. Turned out that this happened with the Silver Strand Meadows Photo Challenge also. And after a false start here, I went to the wrong location. Before I realized it and corrected myself. But I like the locations. Pretty nice, pretty atmospheric. But searching around took a little bit before I found the spot where I needed to go to. But once I made it over there, the same thing happened. And you can see the question marks almost in the center of the screen there, right? Well, turns out that in order for it to work, you have to have it looking directly at the center of the screen, and it has to register. And I guess I just wasn't doing it well enough. I don't know, maybe they fixed it after the fact, but I had to do a little bit of research before I got it to work. But I finally did get them both to acknowledge and advance forward. But you can see I had a little bit of difficulty in the process. But once I did get it figured out, I set up camp here at Silver Strand Meadows to go ahead and try to work on getting that green sunfish. And I caught quite a few different fish here. I was pretty impressed. I was having a fun time at this location. Again, I like the scenery. The old building in the background was pretty sweet. Again, with the trees on the mountainside back there and the ivy around. It was very atmospheric to me. I liked it a lot. Mind you, that's not a green sunfish. Here you can see I'm trying to coax a fish at the same time another one jumps out of the water right next to me. But they apparently didn't want nothing to do with it because they didn't get on the line right away. And I gotta say, that's gotta be one of the smallest crappies I've ever seen. I don't think it could get much smaller, but that was only a bronze, so obviously they can. You can see I got another one. I don't know, these guys are just tiny, so I can only imagine what a junior's like. Keep them coming. Really? Can you get much smaller? That's the tiniest brook trout I've ever seen. And that says it's bronze, not even a junior. Or a juvenile. Catching everything but the sunfish. So this one I got a nibble on, and wasn't quite sure what it was at this point because at 100 feet out, it took the line and ran with it. And I was like, this seems bigger than a sunfish or a crappie, so what could it be? I gotta say, it turned out to be a pretty fun fight in the battle, and you'll see why here. I appreciate this one once I landed the fish. I got myself a nice gold sturgeon. I love these guys. These guys are starting to impress me more and more, and you'll see again why. This is not the last I'll have of them in this video. Very unique looking with those little like tendrils on the like a mustache at the bottom down there. So mind you, obviously I didn't get the green sunfish in that section of the video here, but I obviously caught them later regardless. But this is another spot here in the reserve mission that took me quite some time to get the fish in question. In the process, you'll see all these other ones that I caught trying to wrangle myself a orid trout of the right size. Lots of trout. I caught myself lots of trout, but that orid one was just eluding me. And there you go. I also leveled up again. So sweet. I've gone from 28 to 29 to 30 now. Anyways, another failed attempt, but after all those, I had to look at what I needed to do in order to get this orid trout, and I would use that to come back later to get the fish I wanted. Meanwhile, this guy. Alright, so I came back over to the spot where I was trying to get that golden trout before. This time, I was trying for something different, and went ahead and set up shop here to once more try to land the fish in question. This would be a long duration here, probably about an hour I spent that here, right, trying to cast back and forth to get the fish I was looking for. To no avail. You could see the time of the day was getting darker and darker, and spent, like I said, hours here, hours. But unfortunately, I didn't get the fish I wanted to at this time. I will come back to it again, though, in a little while. You'll see. You'll see. So because it was night, I decided to head over to tackle this Diamond Peak Fishing Challenge Gold 1, which in this case was to catch a gold rank channel catfish. And obviously catfish are better to be caught at night, so yeah, I headed over there, hopped on a boat, made my way out to the water spot in question. I love the moon shining on the surface of water, the reflection of the light glimmering out there is pretty sweet. Anyways, proceed to do my duty and drop the bottom feeder in to catch one of these guys. Snagged something on the line and was reeling it in. Putting up a fight for sure. And taking my line out like crazy. This was another battle for me. And kind of stressful. Because up to this point, I hadn't been able to catch a big catfish at all. So, I was doing the best I could with what I had on me. You can see just straining the line there and still just pulling it further and further away. I couldn't do anything to get this guy to come in. But after 6 minutes of fighting, pulling back and forth, obviously I wore him down, and I was surprised, that to pull this fish in. Only to find it was a silver catfish, and not even a gold. That gave me the realization I was not equipped for it, so I headed back to Taylor's Tackles to find myself a bigger and stronger rod. Came back out here, hopped on the boat, went to the location yet again to make another attempt. Unfortunately, I think I left at that point and had to come back later and don't get a video recording of it, but I did get it after all. So this next section here is a spot where I had to get out to get a mountain whitefish, and hopped on a boat for it as well because it was located on an island. And I wanted to make sure to record this pretty much the whole session because I didn't figure I'd be coming back on this island anytime soon to do any sort of fishing, but who knows. In the meantime, though, just because I wasn't sure, I wanted to have the memories of it, so I wandered around the location here and took all the sights and scenery in just so I can have it for documentation purposes. But something I learned here fishing for this mountain whitefish, and actually I used for some of the other challenges as well, was these bait balls. Okay, I found that if you could toss out the specific bait in question that the fish you're looking for desire, it really made it really easy to actually catch a lot of the fish in question for the missions. In this case, the mountain whitefish. I didn't get it on the first strike, but on the second one, I was able to complete the mission pretty quickly. So I used this ability, not just here, but later on. I don't have videos for everything of that, but I used them later on to catch other fish for the challenges and missions in question that I was trying to get a specific fish size. Specifically, like the golds were the ones that helped out a lot, in all honesty. So there you go, a little tidbit for you to help out. This is going to be a video to show you me going over to a location. Now, I'm not going to actually show you the fishing portion of it because I didn't actually get that recorded. But I did do the prep work here, recorded everything lead up to it, and well, prepare for the amazing driving skills of mine. Off-roading, baby. I gotta say, I like driving around on the Angler here to get to various locations, but I gotta say, driving here on Golden Ridge Reserve is probably one of the spots I hate the most because there is so much stuff off of the roads, and even on the roads it's very difficult because they put stuff in the pathways a lot of times. But once you get off-road, you're dealing with like tons and tons of tree stumps and logs and things falling over and rocks and shrubbery, and it's just like it's impossible to drive through Golden Ridge Reserve. All right, not off-road. It's just very, very, very difficult, and it frustrates me to no end. As you can see here, as I struggle to get back on the road, it's just insane. All right, even when I get close, I still have difficulty. So yeah, I'm not fond of that. But there you go, one of the mishaps I had. But it's not over yet. That wasn't the only moment. Then I get down here to try to drive along the shoreline to the location, and it's populated by boulders everywhere. And man, this Jeep takes a beating. What can you say? It's just, I'm surprised it's doing as well as it does, considering it sounds like it's an electric vehicle. I mean, this thing is just, it's just ramming in everything and just hitting stuff left and right, and just I don't know. I'm surprised that the suspension and shocks aren't completely done with it. But after struggling for a bit, I finally I get done. I have enough of it, and I say I'm leaving this thing behind. So yeah, there you go. That's what I got to deal with for this specific mission. But case in point, though, just shows you how difficult it is to get to some of these things. So even on foot, as you can see, traveling over there, it's off in the distance, and I happen to pick the wrong path or something like that. I go along this rock wall and stuff, you know. Just getting to this location was a challenge, and again, that's why I opted to include it here in the video because it was pretty interesting, and just to give you some insight, fun stuff, fun stuff. Okay, before I get to the final part of this video here with some of the more fun things and interesting segments, I wanted to have a little intermission here to show you one of the longest things it took me to accomplish here on in the game to get one of the achievements for it, and that's to get up to the highest point in the reserve. This took a little while, and obviously it had nothing to show for it. It's not like I'm catching fish left and right, but it took me probably about a good, I'd say, half hour, 45 minutes or so of just running and climbing to get to the end. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and cease my yapping and let you guys enjoy this video here and the music, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, well, that was interesting. That was fun. That took some time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. um, but now into the fun stuff that occurred here as well. One of the things that happened during the last year was the second anniversary of the Angler, and they held a barbecue. So got to partake in that event, and that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. So here's some sights of what it was. Here's the shop. You can see I went through and I earned everything at this point for this special event, which was, like I said, really, really fun on how to accomplish it. And you had to grill stuff. You had to have the appropriate fish for the appropriate location in order to grill your items. And this one, I actually have a few. So there you go. Didn't always succeed. In fact, it was very difficult sometimes to get the thing. And if you put too many in and you burned them, you lost a lot at once. And it was fun because you had to get out there in the water and you can get fish from all these different locations out here right in front of at the pier. Right there is up by the international sign. And whatever fish you caught was the location you came here to try to get yourself the grill tokens, which then you use to go ahead and purchase the various souvenirs at the shop over there. So this is an interesting way of doing things, and I liked it a lot. It was pretty fun. And here you get to see me using the rod, reel, and bobber that you obtained from this barbecue event. It looks like something that Barbie would have. It's just kind of funny. But you can see it was a little bit sluggish on the video there, which just required me to reset my game in order to fix back up. But it's an interesting rod. It's an interesting rod. Another sturgeon, baby. Now, they did the same thing for Halloween, and here you can see that they set up a movie theater situation where you can like watch movies outside that are all horror themed. In this case, horror theme based upon real movies, but fishified, and that was kind of funny. So you could see all the different posters out there. It was pretty cool. I don't really care for Halloween much. Obviously, I think I've mentioned that before in the past, but I thought this was a nice, lighthearted way to do it here. And yeah, I went around and um, took in a lot of the sites. It seems like they had more here than they did on the barbecue one. But yeah. And here's the grilling. You got to cook popcorn. Same effect, same gain. Try to get stuff.
Want to hear a secret? You should buy something.
As indicated by Taylor there, she is the spot you went to buy your souvenirs for the event. You had to go to the seasonal store. And these are all the different things you can purchase with the rewards. Now I missed a couple things with the videos, but I did get some screenshots of some of the other aspects of the event too. So here you go. Now, the other part of the fishing for Halloween was this. This was really, really cool, and I had a lot of fun with catching these fish right here. Ghost fish. It's very unique. It's like you can see through them and everything like that. It just made the challenge or the event that much more special. And obviously, I don't believe in a lot of this kind of Halloween themed stuff and whatever, right? Which again, I don't really care for. But this made it kind of fun and interesting. So you can see that the ones I'm showing here are the some of the better ones. I got a lot of gold ranked ghost fish of various different species out there. And so yeah, it's just showing off how their translucency and everything. Yeah, lots of good fish. Now those couple I went through really quick, and the reason being is because as you can look up there in the upper left-hand corner, I was in the middle of a competition for a fish frenzy, and this is one of the first ones I ever did, and I gotta say, it was fun getting out to compete with other people. Fortunately, I didn't get to win this one, and you can see other fish contributed besides the ghost fish. All right, but I ended up in last place in this specific competition, even with this beauty. Yep, I got myself another diamond bass. I was happy and stoked for that. But he didn't win that event for me. Fortunately, I wish it would have been the next one, which you're about to see. I didn't have any video footage of this either, but this was for the biggest catch, so that would have been a nice one. I started off with the first one with an African tiger fish. You can see right at the beginning there. Later, I caught myself a common carp with 29 pounds at 10 minutes or 11 minutes remaining, and that's what ended up winning it for me in the end. Came down to the last spot, and I still took first place. So that was pretty sweet. I also enjoyed really doing the fishing here at night, and you could see because that ghost fish jumping out there in the water, the blue on the water, it had such a nice little effect. And so doing some night fishing for the event was pretty sweet, pretty fun. I liked it a lot. And you can just see these are some of the other fish that are holding. So there's one sucker, but as it went later in the evening, I got another one here as well, right? But if you're really paying attention, you'll notice something up in the upper right-hand corner there. That's right, folks. I was in the middle of another competition. This one for a fish frenzy, so that's why I didn't like stick around on the fish too long. And I was kind of cycling through them as quick as I possibly could. But I love this nighttime fish out here because you can see just the darkness there and that fish jumping in the water. It just adds such atmosphere to it and stuff. And it was so amazing. And this turned out to be really a good time to fish. And so anyways, down to the last minute here, got the notification warning, and I'm going to let you watch what happens here in this last minute. I can't describe it. It was awesome. Got a fish. 20 seconds left to go. You can see up there, it says I'm first place out of 2. And that's a technicality here, and you'll see why in a minute. But 20 seconds left. Trying to get this fish in. 33 feet to go. 10, 9. It's just counting down. Come on, fish. Come in, come in, come in. Jumping out of the water. I was like wondering what's going to happen here. Boo! Quickly cycled out to see the results. Boom! First place, 9 fish caught. The other, the challenger I was facing there, he got 8. Last second, I got 9. I could have accomplished it, but look at, he says, "Well done," and I gave him a response. That was a good fish, and that's a good guy right there. So I enjoyed that one. That was a fun challenge. And I gotta say, if you have a chance, do them yourselves, man. Just set them up and do some of these challenges yourself. They're fun to do. Anyways, as the night went on, got brighter and brighter, and still enjoyed the time out there fishing, but the atmosphere was, again, still just really, really sweet. And there you go. I hit the level 50. This is obviously a big jump from where I was at, and I missed the first part, but that was a significant milestone for me to get that achievement of level 50 fisherman. So here we go. Moving on to the next event, which is the most recent one, which was the Christmas event. And here's some of the
Still
scenery
open
for it
at
and some of
whatever
the things that
time
go
you
on. I
call
don't have
this.
nearly as much footage for this, but still, it's a special time. It was really, really sweet. I enjoyed it a lot. I like how the one reindeer in the front's nose periodically turns red and glows. I like that. It's pretty nice little touch. Unfortunately, I didn't get the fireworks, but they had some over here in that position at one point. But I did get a little picture of Taylor's tackle since I didn't get a video of that either. Okay, I told you we would be back. This is my second go around for the challenge over here, and as you can see, run down to the dock, hopping on the boat, heading out the location, setting up shop again. Once more, I started casting. And I would say I was here again for an excessively long time. And you can see I cast a few times, I changed locations, I cast a few times, and again I changed locations. This one took quite a while, but I gotta say, the fish jumping out of the water, I gotta say it was memorable. It was really, really memorable for me, and you'll see why. That I had to change locations a couple times trying to get a very specific fish in question. Several casts later, still nothing. And then, wait, what's that? Close up. Maybe. Let's go check it out. Alright, this should do. Alright, so I cast, and I gotta say, wasn't the first, wasn't the second. As they say, the third time's the charm. Well, after hundreds and hundreds of other times, third time after changing position turned out to be the charm. Now, here you go. Watch what happens. Man, what a fight. What a fight. I gotta say, that was awesome. Right? And you'll see why as I pull this beast out of the water. Boom! Got myself my first legendary fish. I got Goldstein. Man, he was elusive, but I am so happy and so stoked to be able to claim that boy right there. Look at the size of him. He's a behemoth. It's such a massive fish. But my first one, my first legendary fish. And to see how far I've come to get to this point, I am just amazed. I'm amazed. Anyways, he went into hiding, so there's my log. Went in to look at the specific details on him. Yeah, good times, good stuff. This next fish, I wasn't sure if I was going to actually get it anytime soon. So what you're catching here is after I had been out for a bit and I had started recording. So I actually caught him a lot faster than I expected. But again, another challenge ensued. And so here we go. Another fight on my hands. Bringing him in, bringing him in. Can't see anything much down there, but what did I get? Oh, my second legendary, Big Larry. Oh man, this catfish, I gotta say, what a challenge. So, oh, he's another beaut. But man, these guys are just massive, massive, big boys, big boys. Look at the size of these guys here. They're just crazy. But that guy's beautiful. But to say, yeah, I got my second legendary with Big Larry here, and that would be the only legendaries I've gotten so far. I saw Sidewinder was on here at one point, but never actually went to go after and take care of him. And yeah, I haven't gotten too many more. So I have tried a couple times, but no other luck yet. But to be able to get these two were pretty special, pretty sweet, and man, I'm like stoked. I'm so happy. But here you go. You can see that I have gone through and completed everything on Golden Ridge Reserve for all the mission objectives, the challenges. As well as completing all the different locating items and doing the tour of the reserve. You can see they're all check marked. Gotten all the coins, all the figurines, all the lost items, all the notes, and here's some of my stats. So yeah, biggest catch, biggest score, obviously Big Larry, and then my fishing, my gear, my exploration, and the currency. There's the two legendaries amongst that. Some of that's been spent now at this point though. So while I did finish Golden Reserve, I have moved on, and over here in Agua Claras, continue to do some of the sights and scenes around there and some of the objectives. I didn't record all this stuff. I wanted to come out mainly just to have fun and fish. And that's what I've been doing more and more lately. I haven't recorded every session. So, but obviously you can see I've gotten quite a few screenshots of some moments and things that I liked out here, which is what I'm sharing. This has been an interesting reserve. This isn't where I'm currently at. I do have stuff that still finish here on this reserve, but I have checked out a couple other ones. I've checked out Norway. I've checked out the New Japan reserve and everything. Isn't the Africa one. I'm not going to say it right now, but these are again some of the sites from Aguas Claras, which I've spent more of my time at now than the others, obviously, and I've probably got about half of it done, I think, at this point. I won't be doing a video on that, so, but those are some of my favorite fish to catch are the Xanders, and yeah, another big fish. What can I say? I love them. But it didn't end there, and as you can see, I've now gotten myself several more diamonds, and actually I appreciate, I think, getting the diamonds more than I do the legendaries, because to me I can prep for the diamonds a little bit, but not necessarily. I think it's more fun for me when I get them as a surprise than going intentionally after them. And going after the legendaries, you kind of know what to expect, and it kind of like loses a little bit of that luster of the surprise because you hooked it. But here you go. That's what I was saying, sturgeons. I got a couple more. I got these two almost like I did with the largemouth bass. I got two of them within about 15 minutes of each other again, and this was amazing. I love these guys. The size of them, I am like so happy about those guys. I want to get more. I want to get more. But yeah, I've gotten several more diamonds, and I'm pretty happy about that.
Come back soon.
So there you have it, folks. The big catch up on what I've been doing on the Angler. I like coming out just to fish for the sake of fishing. Unlike with the hunting where I record everything I possibly can, here in fishing I don't do it all the time because sometimes I just want to come out and just to chill, just relax, and I don't want to have to necessarily do anything to be entertaining. I don't necessarily want to like be talking constantly all the time, and I just want to come out and relax. And this does it for me. I actually really enjoy coming out to the Angler and just chilling, chillaxing, and catching some fish and getting those big surprises here and there. So I do hope to get some more videos done down the road with the Angler. Obviously I'm not going to stop on it altogether, so guys can prepare for those as well. But to get there, I wanted to give you guys a little heads up. This is what happens, and now you can be understanding when you guys find out that I'm like, I think level 53 now, and I'm playing now at this point also with all the aids off. I'm actually doing more of a realistic fishing, so I don't even have that little red bar going down there to indicate that the line's got tension. So fun stuff. But until next time, thanks for watching. I hope you guys all had a good time, and I wish you always all the best when you're fishing. Until next time, take care. Happy fishing. God bless. Bye.